So one of the biggest ones that is really I could see why it would be a problem is you have someone who is focused on family obligations and generational financial expectations. So you get a job, you get married, you have kids, but you're more from a tribal mentality, whereas
Yes.
I still have to take care of my parents, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my this, my that.
I
And
think that's huge.
I've spoken to a lot of people like professionals, doctors, dentists, and they are, and we're talking and I'm looking at the money piece and they're, giving me hints of a struggle. And I'm like, well, I'm looking here and it seems like you should be fine.
Sure.
And then they go into saying, well, my cousin this and I have to help my aunt do this. And then my question is always, well, how come they don't have a job?
Yes.
I mean, are they able-bodied people? It's one thing to help your aunt because maybe she is older, maybe there's a handicap, maybe there's some other issue. But when we're talking about like a 21-year-old person or
Mhm.
a 30-year-old, a 40, you know what I'm saying? There's some things that are not necessarily beneficial, but can be enabling. But
Yeah.
it's all like culture based and it's all like, you know, depends on the family. So have you seen that or experienced that at all?
I haven't. I think that I do understand though, it's the family dynamic, and I think that that's a conversation when even in thinking about the things we're talking about with money psychology, that's a conversation that you don't think to have, and it's not until you probably into your relationship, as a couple that you're really figuring it out that, my husband plans to take care of his mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, that's
Yikes.
what he plans to do. I think that it comes from the dynamic where usually the more successful person, right, in the family is who the matriarch leans on, which in turn kind of brings everybody else down that line. And some people accept that, you know, um, that role, right? But and then
Mhm.
there's others who say, you know what, I know what they wanted from me, but I just can't be able to do that for them. I think that that is again a decision that you can make as a couple to say,
Mhm.
I can let's limit how much help we do, babe. You know what I mean?